Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone. It is week 54 in a row from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, here in San Antonio. We are 1 week away from FT92. I'm going to be posting content about that all week today, but let's go around the park and look at all the new stuff. I have a major update on Bubba's Cafe, and we have a lot of Project 2027 updates as well. And as you can see, it's a crowded day today because the school groups are coming out in full force. There's about 25 school buses here. I'll show you that later on in the video. Did I say Project 2027? I meant FT92 updates. But over here, we can see some tents being set up, and that's probably for what's happening in 2 weeks, which is Roller Coaster Rodeo. We're gonna be fed very well and get a lot of behind the scenes access during that event. Now, regarding the FT92 updates, I mentioned earlier this week, the start time is now 8:18 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. I don't know exactly why, but if you wanna see all of my theories, you can watch this video right here. And I'll leave this video as a suggestion at the end so you can watch that. And before we get going today, I wanna make sure that I have a strap for my Ray-Ban Metas because I would love to film on rides. Well, I did find this stuff first. What's really cool is this is the same patterns that they have at Knott's Berry Farm for their merch. It looks great. Okay, good news. They do have the sunglass accessories where you just attach them to the ends of your glasses. They got a lot of different styles, and I own a pair, so they look similar to these. I think I'm good. Next week, I'm gonna be bringing you some POVs and on-ride footage. The reason I don't have the Meta glasses today is because they died, so they're at home charging. I saw this week that the doors were locked to E6, but no, they have reopened. I don't think anything is new in here though. Yeah, you still can't play any of the computers. Here in Los Festivales, they have changed the backdrop. I think last week there was nothing there, and then Viva la Fiesta was before that, but looks great, just in time for summer. They got the fireworks there in the background. And the hashtag Fiesta Fun. I see questions all the time about how to get every credit done in 1 day here. Do not start with Boomerang unless you have a fast lane, because the line is just about to the sign. Here's some good news. The signs are working for the first time in 3 weeks. There isn't too bad of a wait on much, as 25 minutes is the worst I've seen so far. Here's your Project 2027 update. Look, the fence is being removed right in front of our eyes. There is a more temporary fence with some black canvas on the opposite side covering Hurricane Harbor. There's the old fence sitting right there. Wow. So I am hearing that this ride should begin the major portion of construction about 1 week after FT92. So it's coming up really quick. And it's gonna start with rerouting stuff like water and electricity. I think that's what these orange markers are for. Here at the sign, there's also a little update. They have attached these cables to the ground, and they've tethered the sign on both corners with some saddles. I forget what those are called, saddle clamp. There's a turnbuckle right there, so that's pretty interesting. There was a lot of lightning and rain last night, and this park was actually either struck by lightning or there was lightning directly over the park that did not strike the ground here, because I can show you on my weather app right now. I'm gonna check out 2 areas in this park to see if I see any remnants of where lightning struck. And just to make sure nothing's changed, I'm gonna call the phone number one more time.
12 seconds later.
Nope, nothing new. But now, you know what time it is. Time for a Crack Axle Canyon curb chat. All right, everyone. There was a really big day at Six Flags Great Adventure last week. It was special because it was all for YouTubers like me, basically. I didn't really know about it far in advance, but people from all over the country went up to New Jersey for Content Creator Day, and they got to go behind the scenes of Project Purple and Shoreline Pier. They got to film on the rides with the wrist-mounted action cameras. So that's very unique. Six Flags, I don't know if they've really done that before, and if they do it next year, I'll definitely go. But make sure you check out JB Thrill's video, which dropped today as of filming this video for you guys. It looked awesome. There's so many people up there that I want to meet, and I believe I'll go up there sometime, maybe this year. Also for Six Flags Over Texas, the ACE event went pretty well. You may have seen some news stories come out of there, but they're not actually news. The biggest news, though, was that the bull statue is now in front of Tormenta in the Spain area. The Spain sign is now getting installed, and we should see testing hopefully in the next 2 weeks, because again, it's supposedly opening on or around June 17th, so that's awesome. Tormenta Rampaging Run looks amazing. I can't wait to be up there for the opening day. I'll bring you coverage of that and see all of the great Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington content creators. For Six Flags Magic Mountain, they are now previewing their Looney Tunes Land kids area. That's been revamped. They did remove 2 roller coasters, unfortunately, I did not get to ride any of those, womp womp. But I did get to ride one coaster there, and it looks like it's being rethemed. Now the next step for Magic Mountain, after they officially reopen that land on June 6th, is to start building their Vekoma Thrill Glider. That's what it is rumored to be. The blue track pieces are on site. Should be a prototype Vekoma Thrill Glider. And as for Six Flags Fiesta Texas, I'm gonna try posting every single day, maybe not long form videos like the one you're watching right now, but videos on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube, short form content of Project 2027, because we are now less than 1 week away from the unveiling and a bunch of other announcements, I assume. And you know what? We actually got some of these announcements early. Just check the Six Flags app, go to Fiesta Texas. You can see that the Blockbuster Blast fireworks show returned for Memorial Day weekend for 3 days. There are no more shows scheduled after the 25th. We also found out the dates for Fright Fest and Holiday in the Park. Fright Fest will be beginning September 11th and end November 1st, while Holiday in the Park begins November 21st and ends December 23rd. And as you will find out later in this video, a Mexican restaurant has taken over the former location of Bubba's Cafe. That's all I have for you today. Now right over this fence here, around the area that Iron Rattler is traveling, like right in there on the ground, there's a little red dot on my app for Lightning that shows a strike happened inside the park, and I really can't see anything crazy from here. I'm sure it was just in the air. I can't tell anything. But I do see some fencing in there. There's a lot of fencing, actually. And the line for Iron Rattler is fairly long. It's almost down to the ground, but not quite. Dang, it's showing 90 minutes for that. I'm led to believe it's on one train. I'm gonna have to confirm that. It's rather interesting inside of Lone Star Lils. I don't see as much wood on the stage as before. I don't see any of the platforms. Now, last week I showed this shirt for the first time. You can tell, like, there's very clearly a roller coaster behind this Bigfoot. Definitely looks like inversions. And someone told me that they saw the same shirt at Schlitterbahn last year. That's really surprising. Everything looks normal back here, but wait until you see the front of Bubba's Cafe. All right, let's go check on our furry, scary, red-eyed friend over here, because some people were telling me to check some other things out. It's really dark because it rained. The colors of the wood are different. There is a big change up here, though. Last week it said authorized personnel with one N and a big space between L and O. Now they have corrected the grammatical error. Personnel with two N's. It's really hard to see in there, but it does say ship to Crack Axle Canyon. And I talked about BDX 442 in another video. That's the weirdest thing to take away from all of this display right here. You can watch the video, I'll put it right here. BDX 442, I have some theories. Now the other thing I didn't mention much last week was this. It says super heavy. And all of these things here in the other video I told you mean stuff about weight. Super is a word that has been used by Vekoma to describe at least one of their models. It's just adding more fuel to that Vekoma fire. It does appear they're operating one train on Iron Rattler. They're sending an empty train right now. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, La Cocina de Cobre, or is it Cabre, is here in Crack Axle Canyon. It's gonna feature warm tortillas and bold flavors and something else up there on the marquee. Wow, this has come along so fast. Again, it's really hard for me to see in there because of the glare, but this looks very promising. I'm super excited. I can see some kind of plant on this paper. It looks like they're gonna use some sort of like stencil to make the design over here, and then they're gonna hand paint it, I assume, just like they hand painted these earlier this week. I got some pictures from someone, and now this sign has appeared. This is the first day that it has been here. Wow, I'm excited for this. We're gonna learn more about this at FT92. Wait a minute, I know that sound. Hey, the gully washer is back. Welcome back, Goalie Washer. We missed you. We really needed you on these hot Texas days. Yep, does not get much better than this, folks. When I tell you we had bad weather last night, this is what I'm talking about. Big old tree branch there, another tree branch has fallen there, but all of this is not where guests can go, so we're fine. Landscaping will take care of it. I do love a good Vekoma, and we've got 2 of them here in the park. Here's one of them. I promise they're not talking to me. Friendly reminder that Six Flags does not play when you have your phone out on rides. The lady was literally screaming over the PA at the guy on the ride to put his phone away or he would be escorted out by security. And that is what will happen if you're on the ride with your phone out. I'd never take my phone out on the rides. What's up, guy? Superman doing his thing in the background. Whee! Over here at the golden colored lasso roller coaster that belongs to the Wandering Woman, I showed you that the water was drained last week, and it still is this week.
We gotta get the picture!
The water that's in there right now is just from the storm from last night. I'll try to go in there and get a closer look. A video here showing you that this was all empty and it went viral on TikTok. I really don't understand why, but for some reason it got 430,000 views on TikTok, so thank you for that. I hear that they're working on the plumbing here and it's really nothing to worry about. Eventually the water will come back. And it should be noted, today they are running 1 train for Wonder Woman. That is not common. Now let's check out the boardwalk. Oh, that's right.
Bruh.
Last week, right in front of Rockville High, there was a red carpet right here, and it was very out of place, I guess. It's not here anymore. I think it was for grad night. But speaking of red carpets, Forever Hollywood is returning tomorrow, the 23rd, so as of uploading this, it's back. A lot of you said that was your favorite show, and you wanted to know if it was coming back. Yes, it is. It's only showing 1 time per day, but it's back. Here's that other backdrop next to Daffy's bus stop. Fiesta fun. Get your pictures. I stopped by my favorite place to eat, and it's not too crowded, even with school groups. It's time for a crunch. No way, these guys have a movie coming out later. Porky Pig and Sylvester the Cat. Cue the Mel Blanc screams.
Say ah! Be quiet! Shut up! Ah!
No, seriously, guys. Coyote vs. Acme is a movie coming out August 28th, 2026, I believe. It looks pretty funny. It has John Cena in it. All right, Stumpy's all happy. What is that? There's like a little duck or something in the middle there. I don't want to disturb it though. Well, this is something I've never seen before. Studio 6F is not open today. That's a first. It's been a while since I've been on a floorless coaster, so let's go on Superman. Superman Krypton coaster was very good this time. I sat towards the front instead of the back, so it was a little smoother, and they're running 2 train ops, so good job, Superman, keeping everyone in line with your roller coaster. And you remind me of like a rapper that performed at SeaWorld just last weekend.
Soldier boy,
I wonder why.
Why be crank that soldier boy, that Superman, that
Time to rope drop the boardwalk, and it's already past 2 o'clock, and they're not open yet. Where is security? Now, right here in the boardwalk is where a lightning strike popped up on my app last night. I don't think any of these boards were replaced because of it. It would have been something crazier that required a lot of new boards, so it probably struck somewhere up in the air in the clouds. Looks fine here. Now, when I was walking up to the park today, I heard a lot of commotion, and you can hear it right now. There's something super loud going on back there. Oh, I see a piece of equipment moving too. They're doing something. I gotta go get a closer look. I don't know what they're doing. They're kicking up a bunch of dust like last week. I'm gonna go in the house right here. That used to be the queue line. Ah, the doors are closed. Never mind. I wanted to check out this haunted house, but I'm gonna go on Pandemonium just to see if I can get a good look at what they're working on over there. Just listen to how loud this is back here. Now over here with the Hell Valley Cemetery, it looks the same. I don't really know what they're doing with it, but behind the scenes, I got a good look at what they're doing. It looks like they are pressure washing some stuff. They have a couple of things that look like pallets, like those blue pallets. I don't know what they are, but they're stacked up about 4 or 5 feet tall, and the guy is standing there with a wand spraying it. A couple of guys are. You can see some of the mist. So that's what I saw last week. I believe they were doing the same power washing, pressure washing stuff on the other side of the park last week near Hurricane Harbor. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what exactly they're pressure washing, but it is so loud. I could hear it from the parking lot, like way out in the parking lot today. There's a guy there doing something. You can see the wood chipper as well. Not sure what's going on. Well, I'm up here at my favorite filming spot outside the park, and I don't notice anything new at all this week. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but there's less activity right there than there was last week on Thursday. Today is Friday, May 22nd. There are school buses here, but there's a lot less than before. There's maybe 25. Well, I hope you enjoyed all the updates today. Remember, if you want to know my full thoughts on Project 2027, watch this video or click it in about 20 seconds from now. I'm gonna keep going with this streak from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, all the way until that ride opens. And next week, you're gonna see FT92, everything from it. I don't know if I'm gonna live stream it or not. You can let me know in the comments if you want me to live stream, but usually Six Flags will live stream it on their official Facebook and or YouTube channel. But if you learned nothing in today's video, just remember these 3 things. No good deed goes unpunished. Subscribe to me on YouTube because we're gonna hit 150,000 subscribers very soon. And when you're feeling stuck in life like our friends at SNS and also RMC, because this is RMC iBox track, always say, push down, pull up. That was another day in the Hennisphere.